Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Midnight Club
Hello,
podcast.
everyone.
Thank you for tuning in once again for our third
Episode
episode.
number 3.
We appreciate the continued support and we hope you guys are enjoying so far. And thank you for coming back
Because
again.
we're enjoying making them. They've been really fun. Even though we've only done 3, but they have been very fun. It's
Yeah.
fun doing something with her. So,
Yeah, so thank you guys for coming back if you are tuning in again. If it's your first time,
welcome.
I'm Marissa. Did we
And I'm
already say that?
Luis. No.
See, and we made sure to tell each other that, and then
This is our 5th take of trying to do this, by the way.
we were just having really bad luck. just
the weather is just
what the way
us.
the weather is, it's affecting
Our mojo.
yeah, with where
we
my
gotta find our mojo.
Scorpio rising moon and
my birthday's on Thursday. Shout out Scorpios. What's
yeah,
up? I'm turning 28.
yeah, actually, yeah, your birthday's on Thursday,
I'm
so
turning 28.
it's crazy.
Yep.
How do you feel?
I feel old. I'm starting to get peppered hair.
Yeah.
My knees are giving out a little bit. I wake up with back problems. You hear about my back every morning when we wake up. So I'm getting a little
It's like
old.
I'm dating an old man.
My feet were killing me at the concert.
Which
Jesus.
we'll go back to that in a sec. But just a reminder for you guys, our episodes go up every Sunday
at 12 a.m.
Yes, at 12.
Which is basically Monday.
Yeah, so like we said in our last one, we pretty much want to give you guys a great start to your week because I don't think that many people will watch it Sunday night. If you do, welcome.
Shout out.
But yeah, so if you're listening to this Monday,
we hope you had a great weekend, a very safe weekend, a very enjoyable weekend. I hope y'all have an even better week and that we're able to start off with a great vibe and just with smiles and great energy. So we're going to try to give that to y'all. So thank you guys for tuning in to the episode 3 of the Midnight Club podcast.
Yeah, even though right now I feel very dead.
She went into work at 7 a.m. this morning.
And I'm just
as soon as she got home, she crashed the fuck out. She ate.
and then I fell asleep.
Well, even while when I went to go heat up her food, and I came back, she was half off my bed, asleep, and she was just slumped on the bed, her legs were hanging off, and she was just dead. It was hilarious, but
yeah,
I had to wake her up.
I'm very tired. So we got back on our last episode. If you remember, we said we were going to the 21 Pilots concert
in Dallas, Texas.
On Wednesday, and it was amazing.
It was a great
show.
So
we left Tuesday right after my 5 a.m. shift. I got out. I went into work at 5.
Oh, yeah,
went into work at 5, got out at 2, and then we left.
She drove
voted.
All the way to Dallas.
We voted.
Voted, yes.
And then we left, and actually, I wasn't. I wasn't
up the entire ride. I thought she was gonna crash out.
Because we said that I was.
I thought she was gonna crash out and sleep the entire way.
Because literally
but this girl the entire time was like.
literally every time I go in at 5, I crash as soon as I get home. I'm like.
I think you were just excited.
Yeah. So I didn't. I fell asleep the last hour of our.
Yeah,
car
the last
ride.
hour she was slumped, and I was like, "Thank God, fine." I'm just kidding. We were listening to Jenna and Julian's podcast the entire ride.
Yeah,
there. It was very enjoyable.
Listening to 21 Pilots getting pumped.
That's where she got that beanie from.
Yeah.
It's very nice. She looks very good in a beanie. Doesn't she? Actually, guys, no, she doesn't. Girls, doesn't she look amazing though?
But yeah, so we got there Tuesday night, around 10 is when we finally, right? Was it 10, 9:30?
I think it might have been a little later.
Well, anyway, we got there. We ate.
Did we eat?
I don't remember, honestly.
No, we didn't
feels like
eat.
it was
No.
it feels like it was 2 weeks ago.
No, we didn't eat. We didn't eat when we got there, did we?
Oh no, I don't think we
think that's
did.
important.
No, because we fell
That's not
asleep.
important. That
I'm
we
giving
ate.
a recount of our trip.
Might be.
That's what we're doing. And so we got there, and then Wednesday was a concert. So we literally got there, slept. Then the next morning, I wanted to get there early because we were general admission.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been to concerts before, GA, you have to either you camp out or you have to be one of the first in line to get a decent spot in the pit because everyone lines up and everyone obviously storms to the front. So I was I want to get there early, and I think we got there at 3 o'clock.
No, we got there a little bit before 2 or at 2. It wasn't at 3.
Yeah, it was not as early as I wanted to, but I'm happy because my makeup looked good.
It was the GA. So normally with the GA, this GA was so stupid. Because normally with the GA, you just it's kind of like first come, first serve, to where you go, you get your ticket scanned or whatever, and you get like a wristband, and then you just kind of wait in line, or you just wait until the doors open, then you just go in. This time around, though, we had to have numbers, and then they had this one guy for like.
So yeah, so every
stupid.
wristband
It was
had
so
a number
stupid.
on it, and according to that wristband or whatever number you were, that's how you got in.
Yeah, they were gonna let everyone in by the hundreds. So we were like number like 6,
We were
18, and 19
yeah.
or something.
So
like
we were in
that.
the 600s, and I actually think it's kind of good for like the people who've been there like a long time.
Yeah.
But once it gets like past the point where there's like 900, 800, 900, then 1,000 people, like.
And they had no signs whatsoever
So they
on
had
the barriers to be like, oh, if you're in the 100s, line up here, 200s, line up here.
There was no sort of organization.
No organization at all.
So when the doors opened at 5:30, and that's when they were letting everyone in, and it was like 4:00, and they barely started.
4:00. It was like 4:30 already.
They barely started lining people up, and they were lining people up one by one. They're like, okay, one,
where's 2, 3. And there was this one guy just using a megaphone.
And he wasn't even.
He was literally like, number 120.
So he had a megaphone, but you couldn't hear him.
122, 123. And have you ever been to American Airlines in Dallas? There's like a very big, it's like kind of like a grand entrance, and there's like a pavilion leading up to the stadium. And so it's a pretty big area. And so there was at least probably 1,000 people just there trying to get into the concert. And this guy's in one little corner.
Well, we were number 600.
Trying to like talk to everybody.
And he was only talking to one section of the people, and I'm like, and we like got with like a group of people, and we were like pretty much just ranting about how horrible all of it was.
System, like, I mean, I guess it's a smart concept, and if it's done right, it probably works very well. But
If I like the numbering system because it's like you're guaranteed, like there's no cutting, there's none of that. But it's like, especially for the people who had been there. So I wanted to, obviously get there early to get good seats. And then later I look on Twitter and I see people had gotten there like 2 days before.
Yeah, they were like camping out like
2 days before, which is crazy to me. But kudos to them.
Like, where did they go to the
I know
restroom?
once they like got there, because there was like an unofficial line because
catheter.
You weren't allowed to. They weren't taking. The official line didn't start until.
Diapers.
The official line didn't start until 7 a.m. And so.
If you hear barking in the background, we're sorry.
Are you laughing at the dog?
No, I was laughing at adult diapers, but then when I was like put my head over here, I could hear I'm sorry. My dogs are being very stupid right now, and it's making the neighbors' dogs be very, very stupid. They've been barking for the past like 4 hours. I have no idea why.
We're just kind of like waiting to restart recording, and we're like.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the official line started at 7 a.m. But obviously, like, usually the venues like will. Not approve. What's the word I'm looking for? We'll honor the unofficial lines. Mm-hmm. So I know like the girls and the guys who had been lining up, like the 2 days beforehand, they got their names down and their numbers. I think so. Then they like,
that's nice.
So they had them for like the first few, and then obviously once everything else started, they went after that. But so we got there like 2:30 or 3, and we were out there until. Like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because the doors open at 5:30, and we didn't get in until like 6 or something like that. So the openers for them were Max Frost and AWOL Nation. Never heard of Max Frost before.
He does that. What was the song that he?
I don't remember.
It was like.
It's a very popular song.
It's in a bunch of commercials. I forget.
But we like didn't know who he was, and then we heard that song.
It's this song. All right, that song that I just put right there. That's the song.
And just a 5-second. We don't want to get any copyright.
Oh, I was just gonna put a picture
of him.
No, of like the song, because I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll see what happens.
Anyway, so it was Max Frost, and yeah, we didn't know who he was. And then when we heard that song, we were like,
he does this song? I forgot the song.
And then AWOL Nation, the only song I know by them is Sail. I know I'm super basic.
They were a good performer.
They were really great.
They were like
really great
good
performers. So I don't really remember the times all that kind of happened, but it was really nice. For me, at least from being in like the pit a couple times.
Good morning, da na na. Good morning,
That's not how it goes.
Yes, it is. Bet. $20. Bet.
No, I don't have money. What the hell? Hurry, buy your birthday gift. It's a brand new day. You did not sound like that.
Run it back. I sound like that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So he did. That's Max Frost. So, yeah.
Go on.
What? I'm just saying that was the song that he did. So if y'all know that song, that we saw that guy. Supposedly he's from Austin too, so that's pretty cool. I don't know how true that is, but I think he said that.
Why would he lie about that?
Well, I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah, he said he was from Austin.
He was a pretty good performer. He had this cool jacket on. Have you ever seen that 70s show? Oh, well, there's like an episode where Hyde, he's like this like stoner dude that's like a rebel kind of, and he like loses his jacket, and he's like living with his friend Eric. It's kind of based like he's like kind of that family. The Foremans are kind of like the main characters of that family, and Hyde like lives with them, and so Eric's mom saw that Hyde had like a tear in his jacket, so she like bought him this jacket, and it's like this red like silk jacket that says Stuntman on the side, and the jacket that Max Frost is wearing like reminded me of that. I'll like show you it later, but it's like so funny. It was like
maybe that's why he got it. Maybe that's why he liked it.
He's a big fan of that 70s show.
Maybe.
But yeah.
So where did I live off?
When we got in.
So yeah, I've been in the pit a few times, like a good amount of times, and obviously everyone kind of just when you're there, everyone kind of leans towards like the front, like the middle area.
Like the middle, like it's like a.
Which makes sense
like
because
a flying V.
Because
like everyone goes that
because
way.
you want to be like in the middle, you want to be center and all that stuff, and so I knew we weren't gonna have like the best standing area, like we weren't gonna have the best, what's the word I'm looking for, view, and so I was like, we're just gonna go off to the side and we'll hold on to the barricade on the side because I just like to have a barricade to hold on to. We both do.
Yeah, it's nice to have.
So we said that we were just gonna go to the side, chill there, which we did. So we like I said, a while ago, we made friends. So we were talking.
Marissa got a girl's number.
I didn't get her number.
Her Snapchat, it's the same thing.
But yeah,
got a girl's number.
We are friends now, and we always like make friends when we go to concerts.
Yeah,
we usually like meet the best people ever, like the coolest people ever.
There's this one girl that we met at ACO when we were camping out for Kendrick in like 2016, and then the next year Marissa went to Mall Luna and she saw that same girl.
And she remembered me. Yeah, so it's really cool to meet like really great people, especially because usually there's like a group, like a certain type of people who like the music.
Yeah.
Like they're all the certain type. So usually you would think you get along with them because you like similar tastes. And so I had a feeling, I'm like, I know 21 Pilot people. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna make good friends. And we made friends with about 3 or 4 different people.
There was like 3 girls that we were like chilling with the entire time when we were online.
And so it was really awesome, really cool to meet. And they were from Oklahoma, so they weren't. Well, they're originally from here, or one of them was, but the other girl, the
girls. I remember. Okay, sorry. I was like, who is from here? I remember.
Yeah. So we were waiting, chilling, and honestly, we since we had them, it made it go by a lot faster.
Yeah, it really did.
The only part that was like so hard was right after AWOL Nation performed, and that gap of waiting. Of course, like right before when you're waiting for the main performer to go on, that's always the hardest.
During their like the wait time for 21 Pilots to come on though, they were playing like Fortnite lobby music, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
He was so excited.
Yeah, and I was trying cause you don't get good connection when you're in like a stadium like ever, and so I was trying to go on YouTube and look up the Fortnite lobby music for the longest time just so I can compare it, and the last 5 minutes I was able to get it, and it was the music, so I was able to confirm it. It's confirmed. I don't think I saved the story.
T.O.P.
I would have put the video.
T.O.P. is his Fortnite music.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler's brother is a streamer, which we also watched his stream, which was very entertaining. Yeah, but also while we were waiting, interesting, funny, random fact that would happen to us, because this stuff, we've had a lot of incidences where this stuff happens to us, but we saw Debbie Ryan, and she walked right past.
What are you talking about? I was like, I didn't know what happened. Okay, now I remember. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, we saw Debbie Ryan.
She walked right past us. She's dating Josh Dunn, which is the drummer from 21 Pilots, and
He was a mute. Doesn't say anything. He didn't say anything throughout the entire
he's
concert.
the quiet one. He doesn't.
All he does is look at the camera and goes.
He likes the attention.
And then takes off his shirt. And Marissa loves seeing him take off his shirt. She loves it. Don't you?
Why do you say that?
You love me? Because she loves it.
No, that's not true. Oh my gosh. That's.
I'm just kidding.
That was the one thing he's like.
Yeah,
you were so excited when Josh takes off his shirt, huh? You can't wait. You can't wait for Josh to take off his shirt because he never wears a shirt during concerts. All
yet
the pictures.
every picture that I've seen of him by myself, he has a shirt on. But every picture that she shows me, he doesn't.
Whatever.
So coincidence?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, Debbie Ryan, we almost kind of met her. We didn't meet her.
She was like, so we were standing, the barrier's like right here, and we were standing at the barrier.
Because we were right by backstage, so we could see backstage.
She was like, over there. She wasn't that far. And I was just chilling, and like I saw this girl come out of backstage, and I'm just like looking, and she gets closer, and I'm like, and I hit Marissa, I'm like, hey, that's Debbie Ryan. She's like, what? And I was like, right there. And she's like, oh my god. She tried to take a picture of her, and she got the most clearest picture of her
it was
ever taken.
The video was so blurry. And then only like 3 different people recognized her. So I told him that I probably could have gotten a picture.
Probably.
But it's whatever. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't. No, I didn't want to bother her. That would have been cool to meet her. You don't think so?
No.
Well, if I ever meet Debbie.
I would rather met Jake Paul, my favorite Disney Channel star.
So anyway, so the concert, long story short, kind of leading up to it, it was honestly amazing. And if you kind of keep up with anything that they have going on, they were on a hiatus since like 2016, 2017. And so they literally, Tyler, which is the main dude in 21 Pilots, he's a singer, does everything pretty much besides the drums.
This guy.
Yeah. Very, very nice fellow. Very cute fellow.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah,
I like how throughout the concert he would like stop and like talk.
Yeah.
And he's very awkward. Like,
super.
Guys, it's crazy how cool how unawkward it can make just playing a few notes on the.
He's
on
so
the piano.
funny. He's like such a cool dude.
And then he stopped playing and he just keeps talking and everyone starts cheering. He's like, never mind. When it's silent, it's not that awkward because everyone's cheering.
Yeah, they both are really just laid back and chill people, but.
Well, I don't know about Josh. He doesn't talk.
Oh my gosh.
He just takes off his shirts.
So it was honestly amazing. So they hadn't said anything and did anything, and then for all of like the hardcore fans, they did some like secret stuff where you had to really follow secret links and secret pictures and a secret message that all led up to something. And that's pretty much what 21 Pilots was doing, is kind of like creating a story, like its own.
This is like in reference to like the album and leading up to the album, not the concert.
Yeah, just the whole vibe of what they wanted to come back to. And it's really awesome. Hence why you see, like, if you keep up with any of it, you see the fans like us, you can insert our picture, dressed a certain way with the yellow. That kind of stuff is just it all kind of correlates
like
with the story.
Like a small recap of like what they were trying to do, or kind of what it was, or the story kind of. It's
a lot. It's so much.
Just a short recap. I think I'm able to do it shorter because I don't know as many details.
Okay, let's see if he can.
So they're like part of. I'm not sure if it's like a cult. I would say it's like a cult.
It's supposed
like
to.
A cult.
It's supposed to imitate a cult
called like Dima, that they're a part of. That's led by these 9 bishops, and it's like just turns out to be something bad or something like that. And
it's like a society, like a very strict society.
And they're trying to escape from that. And so they're stuck in a trench, which is Dima, right?
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
And then the bishops can't see yellow, so they'll like put yellow tape on them, and they'll wear yellow so they can escape and not be seen by the bishops while they're escaping.
And they're called like the banditos.
The banditos are the people in the yellow.
So, and it's kind of like yellow is kind of like a signifying thing. Like we wear yellow, we support each other, that kind of thing. So Tyler literally created all of this himself, and it goes back to previous like way early albums, and it all correlates together. Like I said, it's a very long story. We won't obviously get into it, but it all correlates very well together. and the fact that he was able to pull all of it off and like make it flow so well, and then
It's crazy,
it's
yeah.
really
It's a
awesome
lot
to
of talent.
see everyone dressed the same.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And it's like such like it gave me chills. Like we dressed up and I was like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna have so much fun.
I was low key scared that we were gonna be like the only people like dressed up.
Yeah, and
I
then
was
like
I
and then
don't
when
wanna
you
look
show
like
up
an
and you
idiot.
see like so many people
Yeah.
dressed, and it's
We were the best dressed couple there by far, without a doubt.
yeah,
Without a doubt.
it was really awesome though to see something that one person can create a whole storyline, which Tyler did, and then just have your hardcore like OG fans, even if they're not OG, but just hardcore fans who keep up with the story, follow it, and it's like you plan all this and then you see it all happen like during the concerts.
Crazy.
And yeah, if you look up pictures from their previous concerts, you can see everyone's in yellow. Everyone has like that kind of vibe
It's
to
like
it.
a camo, yellow, dark neutral colors type of vibe.
So it was really
Really
it
cool.
was really awesome to see all of that, and it gave me chills being there, and being able to be like a part of that is so cool.
And she's like a way more like hardcore fan than I am. And I still really enjoyed the concert. I started.
Yeah. So what was your opinion from a, not like you're not a fan, you're a fan,
Yeah.
but from someone who's not as
like a diehard.
mm-hmm.
They're really good performers. Like they put on a very good show, and you just kind of get into it. You kind of get just lost in the experience, and how he was saying how it was like a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It
Literally,
really was.
literally
it was
like what we said in
nice-
our last podcast. I was like, I think he listened to our podcast
Yeah,
because he was
probably,
like,
he listened to episode 2 of the Midnight Cloud podcast, which goes live every Sunday at 12 a.m., which is basically Monday. So cool. Which is also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Anchor, and on YouTube.com/Midnight Cloud Podcast. Host Marissa, host Luis. So yeah, no, but they're really, really good performers. Probably one of the best performers that we've seen. Second to like, no, not second to anybody. Well, no, I'm not gonna say like second, but they're probably top. Chance
no
is
pun
a
intended.
Chance is a really good performer.
Chance the Rapper is a really
Chance
great
is a
performer.
Very good performer. Kendrick, of course, is a fantastic performer. We love Kendrick. In case y'all didn't know that yet, well, I don't think y'all know that.
We haven't really said it.
I love Kendrick. I would marry Kendrick.
But he's my husband.
No, he's not.
He's really my husband.
I love Kendrick.
Why would you say I love Kendrick? Like, it's not a joint thing that we both love him.
Because I love Kendrick.
And I don't?
I just love him more.
He thinks.
We're
You want me to out you right now?
Kendrick stans. What? That I said he was my dad?
No.
What? What?
That you didn't recognize his lyrics?
No, I did recognize his lyrics. I was drunk, first off, when she was showing me this Snapchat, but it's irrelevant.
Okay. It's irrelevant.
I love Kendrick.
Okay. It's irrelevant.
But he's a really good performer. Who else have we seen? Lana's a good performer. Lana Del Rey.
Are we going over everyone that we've seen? I've pretty much, honestly, I've seen.
Or your favorite performers that it stuck with you.
Well, I told him, when was it? When we saw Lana Del Rey in February of this year, and I told him, I was like, this is, after Lana, I'm pretty sure I've seen almost every single person that I really, really want to see. Like, all of my favorite artists I've seen live in concert. So after seeing Lana, I was kind of content. Obviously, I'm still gonna go to concerts and and like see people, but I would say, because it's a good concert when you're. Well, I feel like after every concert, you're just kind of depressed because
she gets immediately depressed
I get
after
so
every
sad.
concert.
After the 21 Pilots one was over, I was just so sad. But bright side, I'll gonna see them again when they come to Austin and San Antonio. So, so it's gonna
at the end of the year.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Don't even make fun of me.
That's all, folks.
Don't even make fun of me here.
Well, if they've watched any of the podcasts, they know that I stutter and I messed up my words.
Then why'd you out me like that?
Because it was funny. I didn't out you. It was just funny.
Yeah, we're gonna fight.
No, we're not. But yeah, and if y'all aren't people that go to concerts or people that don't like to go to concerts, I recommend going because I never went before I got with her, and then once I got with her, we started going to concerts all the time. That's pretty much like the main thing that we do. We don't travel really.
That's what a majority of our money goes to.
Money goes
besides
to like concerts.
Food.
Yeah.
We save our money for concerts.
And they're so fun. It's just an experience that you make and just a memory that you make, and it's just an experience. You just have to experience it. Like, I highly recommend if you don't go to concerts or
And at
festivals,
least,
like, definitely
at
go.
least just one, you know, because I know there's people who don't like being around like big crowds
Mm-hmm.
or like loud music, but I think at least it's something to experience, just to experience it and say you did. But I feel like it has to be someone who's an actual like performer too, in a way, because
Yeah.
there's several times where you can really like an artist, but they're just not, it doesn't really equivalate. Who are you gonna say?
Jay-Z
Oh
was
my
so bad.
god. Yeah, so they're like
So
they're a
bad.
great artist, but then you just see them live and you're like, who the hell?
We saw Jay-Z at ACL.
And we were bored.
Not this past year, but the year before that.
2017.
He was so bad.
And he was off, like couldn't keep
Yeah,
up with
there was,
the.
like-
I don't know if it's just because he was older or because I mean
don't know.
I've
But
never
he was
seen him
so
before, so
bad.
I don't know if he was like if he was you know a
Yeah, I
good
don't know.
performer in the past, but
Probably when he was younger, yeah.
and I'm
but
sure
he's not really
I
a
don't know if people
performer
will
now. He's
agree
more of
with
a
us. I don't know if
businessman.
that'll piss people off, but
I
he
don't
really
care if it does.
but he really wasn't.
He was horrible.
He really wasn't good at all, and people were
Because
kind
we're
of
very open-minded people, too. Even if we don't listen to them, we're still going to watch them and give them a chance. And he was bad.
yeah, because I mean, when you go to festivals too, that's kind of where you're predisposed to hear other artists that you don't listen to. So I can't remember. Oh well, Vance Joy, we liked his
Vance Joy was
music. We
really
liked
good.
his music,
Mm-hmm.
but we hadn't seen him before. We weren't like hardcore fans, but after we saw him, he was a good performer.
He was really good.
Another person, Ed Sheeran, and you haven't seen him,
I
but
haven't seen Ed
I've seen
Sheeran.
him twice in concert, and shout out to Jessica for taking me.
What up, Jessica?
every-
Shout out, Jessica.
Every single time that I've seen him is because of her.
And that was the first shout-out that we did. I know I've already done 4 by now.
Oh yeah, first shout out.
Shout
of
out,
the
JP.
episode.
What's up? Here's your shout-out. That's my older brother. He's 36.
Oh.
Shout out, JP. What's up? My first concert was actually with JP. It was a great concert, too. It was Kanye West's Yeezus tour with Kendrick Lamar opening. This was in 2012 at the AT&T Center. It was so good. Like, I saw Kendrick. It was the first time I saw Kendrick and the first time I saw Kanye. And since then, I've seen Kanye twice.
Now Kanye's
and I've
problematic.
seen Kendrick like 5 times, yeah. The St. Paul, our first concert together was St. Pablo.
Yeah,
too.
that was our first. Well, let me finish what I was saying, and then we can talk about Kanye.
That's a great story.
Yeah, it is a really great story. So, because that got me excited, but I'm like ready. But Jessica took me to Ed Sheeran, and he is amazing. Well, obviously he's a good singer, and he has really great songs. He's always.
Well, doesn't he like mix everything?
He's always charted and stuff, but. I didn't know this when I saw him, but he's the only person on stage, and he just has his guitar, and he literally mixes everything.
That's crazy.
So he'll like start a beat off, and then he'll like hum, do some like beats here and there, and then he'll like mix it all, and then he does it, and then he performs.
That takes talent to do.
And he does it so like effortlessly, because it's easy to make it be like.
Well, he's a talented ass dude. Like I
so
feel like
he's
the only person in the studio pretty much most of the time.
He's so talented. So he was an amazing person that. I liked his music, but then seeing him in concert, I was like...
Took it to, like, the next level.
I was like, geez, yeah, for real. But going back, so Kanye was our first concert we went to together.
Austin.
And we were, like, together maybe, like, 6 months. Like, we were still... No, actually, no, it was longer.
No, it was longer.
It was 9 months.
Something like... Yeah.
Because it was September.
Yeah.
And it was the first year we got together. So we were together, like, 9 months. And we were both nervous because we were traveling together.
It was, like, the first time that we would be with each other.
Yeah, and... but it was, like... It was very. It wasn't that bad.
No, but so what happened was, she had bought tickets for
the concert.
Yeah, she had bought tickets for the concert, and they were like seated tickets, and like.
Because if you
in section 100 something.
Well, and
like
if you
15.
remember that concert, the St. Pablo, he had the floating stage, so the GA was just
like
kind of
under him.
And it moved around, which we were like, we didn't want to do that because we were like, we're not gonna be. You're not
gonna be able to see him just like looking up at
the
stage.
I feel like that was mostly for people just to get like cray, like just to get hype and stuff. Which it was really cool watching that, but we wanted to be able to see him and stuff.
So what happened was she had bought these seats like row 125 section.
Was that really the row?
No, I don't know. I mean section 125 row like 15.
And they were decent seats.
Yeah, they were really they would have been really good seats. And we went to go where we were going to sit, and there was like 2 rows and like 8 chairs taken up by like this camera. And so our seats weren't available to go sit because they were covered around this little barrier, and then there was a camera in the middle there. So we're just like, what the hell?
They had set up a camera in our seats.
Like what? Like where are we supposed to go? So we go get an usher And there was like some other people there too, like this other couple that we were telling them like our seats are taken by this camera. She's like, oh yeah, like we're gonna have to move y'all. And so we get moved to this other section in a higher row,
which is like
which is
15 rows higher.
Yeah,
like,
it was a higher
like
row.
Bad seats.
Worse seats, because the seats that we originally got were like right in the center of the stadium and a lot closer to the floor. And then these were like higher and a little bit more to the side.
And honestly, that was like my first very big purchase on like the both of us. So I was like, I did not just spend this much money to be moved to a lower place. What the heck?
Yeah.
And so we're sitting next to the other couple, and then we're kind of mad. We're just sitting there,
we're
and
both just like bickering.
We didn't really know what to do.
Happened? We're just kind of sitting there like, what just happened? Like, this is stupid. Like.
And so then we turn around and we're kind of just looking around to see what we could do, and we see this group of girls talking to another lady. I'm guessing she was an usher, right?
It was like the same lady. It was the same lady that took us.
And she was talking to a group of girls, and it made it from the way we could tell she had said.
Well, first they were just like talking. They like came to sit with us, and then they went back, and they were like talking to her. And we're like, us and the other couple that we were sitting with, we just kept on looking back, like, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing? And then their like mood started changing. So they're like, oh my god, like they were getting like really freaking excited. Out. And we're like, what?
Because you can kind of tell that they were gonna be moved.
And so we're like, okay. So we get up and we go talk to the usher, and
we're like, this isn't fair. We paid for better seats. And she goes, okay. Just follow me. And she's like, I can only bring 2 more people, or right? It was
no. She didn't say that. Like, we were all able to move.
No, but I remember because she said, I can only take a few more people, and after that, I'm taking no more, because she was taking us down.
I don't remember that.
I remember it because I remember I was freaking out.
The group of girls, and then the other couple.
So, and I think other couple had heard, and they came with us because she had said.
We told them, we're like, hey, come, and we like us 4, like us, and then the other couple, we like cut in front of the girls too, so they were behind us while we were following this lady. And first, we go to this elevator. And then we go down the elevator, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like freaking out in the elevator. I'm like, oh my god. And we go and then when we get out of the elevator, we're on the floor. So we're on the floor, we're walking.
We get wristbands.
And then we go in the very first row, right by the tunnel.
So pretty much the section right above the floor. So we're not on the floor, but we're above the floor. So we're right
the first row above the floor.
We were there.
And we're like, oh. And the whole first half of the concert, we were in the first row, and Kanye was right there.
Like, literally,
like, we had the perfect view. Like, his stage was up. No one under him could see him, but we could see him perfectly.
Like, I could probably just be, like, cheerleader thrown up there, and I would have been on the stage.
It was like, I was like, oh my god. And my siblings were there, too, and I called them. I was like, look where I'm at, guys. Look where I'm at. And like, what the fuck? And it was crazy. And we got moved. Explicit. And so the whole concert, we were like there, jamming out, having a great time, seeing Kanye like so close. This is like this is St. Pablo tour, so this is couple years ago. And so we're like hyped, and I like love Kanye. Love Kanye. And then the end of the concert comes, and we just see the stage like start moving closer and closer and closer towards us. And I'm like, wait, what the hell? And you see his security guards, who are freakishly scary, by the way. They get these ropes, and they get the rest of the ushers, and they make these ropes like in front of us in the GA section, and they start pushing everybody back away from us. So we're right here, and everyone that was in front of us is getting pushed all the way back. And I'm like, oh
pretty
my
much,
God.
Pretty much alluding to us that he was gonna be right. His stage was gonna land right in front of us.
So while they're moving that, the stage is coming closer and closer and closer, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like shaking,
it's
like
so,
and his stage like lowers right in front of us, and it goes, and he gets off his harness, and he just like walks, and he's less than maybe like 20 feet from us.
less than 20 feet in front of us.
I'm gonna see if I can find the video, and I'll put the video
he
on
literally
like between this. I'm just screaming like, Kanye, you're God, I love you, Kanye, and I sound like an idiot, but I was freaking the
He's
freak
like,
out.
Kanye, you're a God. Oh my God, you're a God. You're my savior. Like,
and
he's literally yelling.
He was right there, and I was like, it took my breath away. It was.
And I remember
crazy.
like my legs, because everyone was pushed up against us because we had the end seat, so we were like right there. And if I hadn't had people against me, like my legs would have gave out, because it was like
it was crazy.
It was so. I had never been so close to like someone so big before, and I was like.
It was crazy. Like Kanye is probably one of the most famous people in the world.
Definitely.
And he was right there. We were just like, we weren't supposed to be there. Like our seats were up there, and then we got moved to be right here. On our first concert, I was like, we're going to concerts all the time. We have the best of luck.
Yeah, and and we had good luck for a while. Not like we don't anymore, but nothing really happens.
We don't really try anymore.
Nothing happens. Well, we didn't try then.
It was insane. Like that concert was so good, and then
it was really good.
Like that was just.
It was amazing. It really was great. And so that was our first concert together.
Shout out Josh and Claudia. We saw after the concert, and y'all ate Whataburger with us.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Josh and Claudia. What's up, dogs?
And then our next concert, I think, was ACL, right?
Where we camped out for Kendrick.
So
for 9 hours.
we camped out for Kendrick for 9 hours because he was one of the headliners, and we're like, we're gonna camp out, okay? And we did it. We succeeded. He had it real rough.
Oh my god, that concert. Oh boy.
Okay, so disclaimer. If you've been to a concert before and you've been in GA, which is general admission, you know that if you're near the front, or not even near the front.
We said it earlier that everyone just pushes up towards the front.
People push.
They don't care.
And they don't
how small you are, who you are, how old you are.
No, they don't.
If you're in their way, if you've been there for
it doesn't matter.
The entire day, they don't care.
They'll push you, and they'll push when there's nowhere to push.
Yeah.
Especially, it sucks for the people who are at the very front because you're literally being pushed to nothing because there's nowhere else to go.
You're just getting squished into the barrier.
Squished. And in the middle, too, like, that's why we said we like to have a barricade because at least we can hold on to something. But, like, the first year I went to ACL, I went with friends, but I didn't really have anyone to protect me. We weren't together yet, so there was no one to protect me, and I was
in my eyes.
I was in the pit pretty much by myself because my other friend had left, and so I was by myself. I'm a very small girl. It's very scary when you're small and you're short, and crazy stuff is happening. And I think it was ASAP.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. ASAP Rocky was performing, and he's like, open up the pit, everyone. And there was a mosh pit, and it was scary.
Nice.
So that was, like, the first time, but I was, like, no barricade. I wasn't holding on to anything, and I was just kind of, like, holding on to people I didn't know. It was, like, very scary. So we like to have something to hold on to. We've learned because at least you have the support of something.
Yep.
Because people will push, and it just pisses you off because you'll see, like, because when we were at ACL for Kendrick, like, we had the same people the whole time. Like, we know you'd been there. And then you see these random-ass people that were not camping out there push their way to the front, and you're like, who the hell are you?
Well, they didn't get in front of us at all. I made sure they did it.
Yeah, he was like, because he...
So the whole performance... Marissa had this little box, and she was just
because he was behind me, so he like had his.
I made her this little box, so she was in front of me, and the barrier. I had my hands around the barrier like this, and so Marissa and the guy. Sorry. Cut that, editor.
He's geek.
I'm just kidding.
He's giving me payback for doing that.
and so Marissa had this little box the entire time because I'm holding the rail and just giving her all the space that she can have, and so she's just dancing, jamming this whole time while I am fighting off 10 million people behind me trying to get in front of us and trying to push towards the stage, and I'm just like, oh my god. And literally like every few minutes I would have to turn around and be like, stop fucking pushing.
He would
and
yell
just shove. I would shove. I would grab one person and just push them back. And it would just knock all these people, 10 million people. This is how strong I am, guys. How strong I am.
And there was one point where you like did it to a girl. And
I didn't care who it was. That was a girl that was like grinding on me too.
And you're like, no, there was another girl, and you're like, I'm sorry. And she was like, it's okay. She was.
Oh my god.
And if you look at a pic, you should insert the picture because your face is
so red.
And it was like one of the best experiences though ever because it was like.
Okay, so I want to put the picture up. The guy that's I don't know if he's to the left or the right, but I'll put
He'll
an
circle.
arrow.
Circle.
I'll circle this guy. This guy had been with us throughout the entire day. Like, he was there with us. He was like a cool guy too. Like, he was chilling with us. He was talking with us, like joking with us. And Kendrick is still on stage doing his set.
It's like the very end though.
Yeah, it's like towards the end. You can tell that he's winding it down, but he's still like singing or rapping. And this guy, he's right next to Marissa, and he's just standing there.
He goes,
and he
I'm
looks
out.
this way, looks that way, and he's like, I'm out. And just jumps the barrier and just runs.
So he jumps the barrier in front, so towards the stage, which is like it makes it look like he's gonna like go on stage.
And he had a backpack too, so it looked even more sketchy. But he just dipped, and then security started chasing him.
They're like, "Hey!" And so
he was going that way, and he was like, "Oh!" And then he dipped that way, and I was
he did like some like parkour stuff,
real,
and it was so funny though because it was so fun. He's like, "I'm out,"
and then just a boom, and we're just like, what just happened?
It was hilarious. We made like the craziest people. There was one girl, getting some stuff done to her.
Oh yeah,
next to us, not next to us, but like in the vicinity of us. Yeah. Kendrick, that was the first time I had seen Kendrick, and that was the first time we saw Kendrick.
My wrists were hurting.
So we saw Kendrick together, and that was so. But we were on like such a. If you've been to concerts, you know that concert high that you're on, where you're like jamming to their music, just singing it, and we were so happy.
And this is after being in the Texas sun for 9 hours.
I think we were in the sun longer than 9 hours, but we were there in that area for 9 hours.
Oh my god.
It was so
bad.
We survived. We survived on like what did we
we had
a kolache or
no, it wasn't
what was it?
It was a honey butter chicken biscuit.
One honey butter chicken biscuit. Shout out Whatabee.
That's it.
And you had something too, didn't you?
I had 2 honey butter chicken biscuits.
I thought you had something else, but yeah. So we were like survived on that, and then like an ice cream because I got a popsicle before it got too crazy.
She also. Before Kendrick, so it was Schoolboy Q and Kendrick.
Oh my god!
After Schoolboy Q, before Kendrick came on, these girls were getting like, what was it like, picked up,
lifted over,
the barrier so they can go to the restroom.
Because they really had to go, and this was like hour 8 into waiting. Yeah. Like the very end. We hadn't gone to the restroom.
We hadn't moved.
But we prepared though because Luis had. He had
towards
like
the end,
so much water.
I had a case of water in my backpack. And then I also had a Camelback, and then they were also passing out waters. And so every time they would pass out a water, I would just take it, drink it, and then put it in my backpack. So towards the end of Kendrick, or like a little bit before that, I started being nice and started giving them for like $2. So I'm just kidding. I gave them for free. But I started handing them out to people so people could stay hydrated.
That's when you know that when you've hit the real struggle is when you start sharing water with people you don't know who the hell they are. That reminds me at the end of Kanye, we were so dead. We were so thirsty that we turned around and there were 2 drinks behind us.
It was one drink.
Oh yeah, one drink.
Sprite.
And we didn't know what it was. We didn't know what it was.
It was just clear, and I was like, "Fuck it!" And I just grabbed it. I was like, "You want some?" And Marissa was like, "Okay." And
we drink someone's.
We could have mono. We could have AIDS or something. No, we've been tested since.
I
think. I don't know.
You think?
But.
But that's how you know is when you start sharing water with random people because you don't care. You're just like, that's the bond for the festivals, for concerts. But yeah, so he was handing out waters, but these girls were like, we have to go pee. And then all of a sudden it hit me and I was like, I have to go
pee.
And then he's like, oh, you can, like, what did you, he's like, go, just go. And I'm like,
and I was like, hey bro. He's like, you're the last girl. And he just picks up Marissa.
And lifts me up.
And then lifts her up. And then she comes back and he picks her up and then puts her back at the barrier.
I was
like dying. I was like, oh my God.
It was so nice though because I was like, now I can really enjoy Kendrick because I have my bladder.
I didn't get lifted up.
My bladder isn't full. Now I can just chill. But we were right front row for Kendrick. Besides like the VIP people who were in front of us, we were were front row. And that was an amazing experience. That whole weekend was great. Who else did we see that weekend at ACL? We saw
LL Cool J.
Yeah, LL Cool J.
When he performs,
he had no context, just do that.
When he performed his whole thing with his
tongue, like licks his lips.
I'm trying
You're
not to
the future.
Yeah. You can do anything you want to do. He like brought this little girl up on stage and gave her a chain. It's like
he gave her his chain.
You can do anything you want to do, which is nice.
Which was probably really expensive though. Yeah, probably. The chain. I don't remember who else we saw that weekend. I'm like drawing a blank, but
who are the headliners?
I don't remember.
We saw a good amount of people.
But So yeah, we love going to concerts together. That's one of our favorite things. Those are just a few of our favorite stories that we've had.
It was crazy.
Where we just experience funny things. I'm trying to think of other things that have happened to us that is just kind of like, what the hell? But I can't really think right now. But what you said earlier, Chance is a really good performer. Chance is like Chance the Rapper.
Chance is really good.
He's I felt like I was at church. Like,
yeah.
We were like praising and like there was like
neither of us really listen to Chance either. Like, we don't listen to him. We don't go out of our way to listen to him.
Yeah,
but
we're
we
not
like
like
him
hardcore.
and respect him. But seeing him perform was crazy. Shout out Ricardo, because I know you love Chance. He is an amazing, amazing performer.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Who else?
I'm trying to think of other funny stories.
Oh, well, we should talk about when we saw Gambino. So, if you know me, I've been a Gambino fan for a long time, like 7+ years. And when he went on tour, he hasn't made that much music where he's like gonna go on tour like 100.
Did he go on tour for Break the Internet?
Mm-hmm.
Or Because of the Internet?
Yeah, he did go on tour for that. But it was when I was still like in high school, so I wouldn't have been able to like, you know what I mean? I mean, I could have, but yeah. I wasn't really hardcore going into concerts then. But he has a few albums but he's only gone on tour like a couple of times, so there hasn't been really many opportunities to see him. So if you know him, he dropped when was it? No, the past one though. I'm trying to think of Awaken My Love was dropped in 2017. Was it last year?
Maybe 16.
It was either last year, I don't remember, but he dropped that, and it was very different from his typical stuff. If you've known, Gambino kind of has like a rappy vibe, and Awaken My Love was kind of more like soul and R&B, which is totally different. But Gambino's one of those people that can literally do anything, and he's so talented at doing it. Yeah, the reason he hasn't really been on tour making music that much is because he's an actor, he's a producer, he has his own TV show.
Atlanta, if y'all haven't watched Atlanta, watch it. It's a great show.
It's one of those that you kind of have to like follow it though and pay attention, because
you have to watch it a few times.
Because you'll have Gambino's very. Or Donald. Donald is very intelligent, and
his stories are very intricate. They have to like dissect them.
Yeah, exactly. So when he announced that he was dropping something and going on tour, well, first he dropped This Is America, and everyone went cray because it was one of pretty much his first rapping.
I loved how he used ad-libs, like all these different rappers' ad-libs in that song. That's so creative and so smart.
Yeah, and that was his first rap song in forever, and everyone was going crazy. And all OG Gambino fans know, like, they want Gambino to just drop like one rap verse. They're like, please just rap, because he's amazing. He's a great singer. His voice is amazing. So kudos to him for showing it off. But we want to hear some bars.
Yeah,
bro. We want to hear some bars, man.
Hyped. We want to rage.
So This Is America dropped.
Like Travis.
This Is America dropped, and so. After that, shortly after that is when he announced his tour, and I'm like, we're going. I'm gonna see Gambino finally. Like, oh my God, it's gonna happen.
This is his last tour too. He announced
his last that he was retiring. Childish Gambino. Yeah, good. Yeah, I totally forgot about that part. Yeah, so
I'm
like,
and last opportunity.
I'm like, a girl's gotta go. So I buy the tickets. We're going to Dallas to see him. This already happened, obviously, but I bought the tickets for Dallas.
This past September?
What?
The concert?
Yeah, the concert was in September, and near the end of September. So we're waiting. We finally, it's time for the concert. We're so excited. I'm like shaking the whole time. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe it's happening. And he performs, and I didn't, because I'm the type of person, me and Luis are very different in this fact that I don't want to know anything about the concert beforehand. So I know a lot of people are like this too,
where
they
let me watch any videos or look at the set list or anything.
People like to look at the set list before because they want to know what's gonna happen when and when they can. And I don't.
They want to prepare.
I don't want to know.
They gotta practice their dance moves.
But usually it's funny because I'm usually the type where I want to prepare for things.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things where I'm like, I want to be surprised. I don't know. I don't want to know what's gonna happen. For 21 Pilots, I refused to watch any videos, and if I did watch videos, I didn't have the sound on.
Yeah.
I was very like, I don't want to see anything. So for Gambino, I was like, I wonder if he's going to perform old songs. And he was like, well, he probably has to because it's his last tour. Like, he has
My
to
mic was
perform.
backwards, so if my audio sounds better now, that's why.
Good job, babe.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering, like, is he gonna play his old stuff? Like, we're not sure.
Hello. Hello. Sorry, guys. I'm just adjusting. Oh, that's too loud.
Yeah, we don't need you to be
All
overpowering
right.
now.
Is that better? All right. I think that's better. Sorry, guys.
He's interrupting me again. It's okay.
I'm a sound engineer.
It's okay.
So.
Anyway, what was I saying?
How you were just getting excited about Gambino.
Yeah, and so
how you don't want to watch it. How you didn't watch any videos for 21 Pilots or ever.
Yes.
For any concert.
Yeah, I never do. Really never do. And I'll get so upset if it gets spoiled. And there were so many times for 21 Pilots that I saw the set list on Twitter and I refused to look at it. Anyway, sidetrack. So we were wondering if he was going to perform his old stuff, but we were like, he has to because it's his last tour as Childish Gambino. So the concert comes and we have seats for this.
It's like how we like to do this rather than GA most of the time is get like the first row above the floor rather than actual GA because we're just older now and our bodies can't.
No, that's not true. Because
that is it.
That's not.
We're older now.
Well, I feel like, because we don't like to be on the floor if it's not GA because then we can't move around.
That's true. His was seating.
Because if you think about it, all of the floor ones that we don't go to are seated. And I don't like to buy seated floor tickets because you can't move.
And I feel like you can't see as well.
No, you can't. And we're short, so.
I'm 6'8", so I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
Drop how tall you were.
Whatever.
Anyway, so it's hard for me to see at concerts, so I like to be, if I kind of manipulate it where I can be. So I chose good seats for Gambino. Pretty pricey, but totally worth it. Didn't think twice about it. And so we're waiting. Ray Schmurmerd opened. Amazing. They're always
just fun performers.
They're always great to like
they're
watch.
Fun.
Yeah.
They're just fun.
They fun. They fun.
They are though.
Yeah,
they're
they
really
are.
fun.
They get people like in the crowd.
Slim Jimmy or Uncle Jimmy? Slim Jimmy, right?
I don't know.
I'm gonna call him Uncle Jimmy. We all know who I'm talking about. He had this headband that was just watches.
Made out of watches.
It was so cool. I wanted it so bad. I wanted to steal it because he like walked right in front of us, and I wanted to just like snatch it off of him. Drake was also at that concert, like sitting right in front of us. Just like this, like he was wearing like a nice gray shirt with his nice gray cap, and he had like this black bag inside of it. And people kept on like throwing stuff at him, and it would just like go inside, and just like stay there. And at the end of the night, like he like didn't move the entire time. The entire time he didn't move. And then at like the end of the night, like he took off his hood. And then someone, like, grabbed him, I guess, and he was in, like, this black bag and just walked away. And I was like, all right. And no one noticed that he was there either. I was like, all right, Drake's just right in front of me, but no one cares. But all right. Crazy, man. Crazy. We see a lot of people. But, yeah, Ray Schmurmerd they're very fun performers.
Oh, my God. You make me
very fun. What's up?
Yeah, and they were like throwing their Gucci shirts out in
and
the
they did
crowd.
this little dance. It was so fun. It was like, ooh, 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 ooh. What song was it to? I think it was Guatemala.
I don't remember, but yeah, they're really great performers too. They're very hype. So if you like hype people, they're great. So then Gambino came out. He played a couple of songs from his new album that he hasn't dropped yet. And there's this one song that Luis and I love.
The song that he opened to.
That we love, but it's not released yet, so we can't jam to it. So the only video we have of it is of what I recorded.
And
so
I listen to it like all the time. Like
that's
the only audio that we have.
Because he sings in it, and then he raps too.
It's so good. Oh. It's so good.
That man is so talented. I know we already said that, but he is crazy talented.
He's like the Will Smith of our generation, but I think he's kind of like Will Smith.
Will Smith?
Yes, because Will Smith was a rapper.
Oh, I was like, why Will Smith? I was totally confused.
Except
he's more talented than Will Smith.
Musically, yeah. And I don't know. Has Will Smith produced anything?
I don't know. He probably has, but I think he's definitely more talented than Will Smith. Not
discredit to Will Smith. That man's a living legend.
He's very, very, very talented, and he's still
Will Smith, the YouTuber you're talking about, right?
Yeah, Will Smith, the YouTuber. he's still relevant. Like he's doing YouTube now, so, but But yeah, Gambino's
smartest business decision he could ever do.
Gambino is so talented, and just watching his shows, and this is a little background about him. He wrote his own screenplay for Because of the Internet. So you listen to the album and read the screenplay along with it. So the songs go with the thing, and it's like 70 pages long. Totally worth it. I've done it like 5 times. It's amazing. Why are you rolling your eyes?
I don't like reading.
So, but it's good. So anyway, so he's performing new songs, and then I hear him. What was it? The Worst Guys. And I'm like, he's performing old shit. And then he performed World Star.
That was hype.
And then Luis, before the concert, he's like, if he performs Sweatpants, oh, it's going off. Like, it's going down. And I'm like, I hope he does. I hope he does. Foreshadowing. So anyway, he performs, and the concert's amazing. Literally so happy, so excited. Love it. I cry. As soon as before he even like performs, like before he even comes out, or he's out already, but I'm like crying, I'm shaking,
Sorry, I was adjusting her audio too.
I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and I was so happy, so happy.
What song did he perform from Awaken My Love? That it was like, wait, Zombies? Was that
yeah.
it? That song was like, why did he perform that? Was that the one that he had like the 2 screens?
I don't remember honestly. Anyway, so then at one point he's performing This Is America, which is his most hyped song right now, and that song blew up a lot because Gambino's, I don't want to say isn't very mainstream, but he's kind of just always been there, if that makes sense, right? Don't you agree?
Yeah, he's like popular.
Because his biggest song has been like Redbone, and I'm trying to think of, but I don't even think Sweatpants charted.
No.
I'm trying to think of things that actually was on the charts. I think 3005 might have. But he's been very, like, he's been there, but he's been kind of low-key, per se. I don't want to say he's low-key, but he's definitely not huge. He's not on the top charts all the time, but he's just very talented. So This Is America was, like, number 1, I think, or was close to number 1 on the charts because it was being played a lot. And so he performed that. Goes crazy. The dancers in him were insane. It was like a workout watching.
For real.
And but it was so cool. It was such a great performance. And he leaves. And if you've been to concerts before or you've seen people, usually they'll leave and they'll come back for their encore. So they'll perform they'll perform like a big song, they'll leave, and then they'll come back and perform their bigger songs, like the biggest, most popular ones, depending on how they want to do it. But that's usually what happens. And so he leaves after This Is America, and what did he say? Like, thank you, and that was it.
He didn't even say thank you. He just walked off stage.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to think.
Like the dancers were dancing, and then the
instrumental. He disappeared.
The instrumental for This.
So the dancers were on stage, like doing their thing. They kind of had their moment of shine, and then he left and disappeared, and it was like quiet. The lights were off still, so everyone starts chanting like Gambino, like Bino, Bino, Bino.
And then 10 minutes passed by. We're still sitting there. 20 minutes passed by.
And I'm like,
we're still sitting there.
And I'm like, this can't. I'm like, because you can tell when there's been such a good performance that it goes by really fast. But I'm like, there's no way this is the end of the concert. But we had been waiting so long,
like,
and nothing had happened.
He had gotten off stage. And no one moved at all. Like, none of the ushers were telling us to move. Nobody got out of their seats.
Because we were waiting for the encore.
And everyone's just, like, waiting. So we're all just there for 30 minutes just waiting. We're just sitting there.
And then at one point, that's when everyone starts chanting, Bino, Bino. And then everyone starts doing the wave.
Like, the whole time we're doing, like, we're yelling. We're doing the wave. We're just, like, just doing different things. And then
because we know he's coming back. Like, he's coming back.
And then at some point, I guess the ushers got, like, word or something. And they started telling us to leave. And then supposedly a little bit, because we left, as soon as they started telling us to leave, we just left. And then supposedly someone came on the speaker and was like, the show's over. So then everyone left.
And then I remember I was like, what just happened? But
she was so disappointed.
I was so sad.
And so mad.
I wasn't mad. I was sad. Like, my heart was broken. I wasn't mad at all. I was just very sad and heartbroken because I'm like, I've waited 7-8 years to see him, and I see him and this happens, but we didn't know what had happened yet. But when it was literally right when the lights came back on, maybe like 5 minutes after that, I see like EMTs go to the Like, I see them run.
Well, it was immediately pretty much after.
Like, yeah, that's why I'm like, it was, the lights turned back on and I see EMTs and I was kind of like sketched and I'm like, what is that? And I think I pointed out to, I was like, look, there's EMTs, and they like ran, but we couldn't see. We knew they were running towards the stage. They ran
backstage.
But we didn't know they were, So I'm like, did something happen? And then later on is when they're like, okay, everyone, you need to leave, the show's over. And then we're just like, literally the energy in the stadium is just like
people were pissed off.
People were pissed. People were sad. Like me, I wasn't mad because I'm like, I know things happen, and literally the performers are human. Like, you can't stop things from happening. But I know people were mad because he didn't say anything. Nothing was told of what happened. We were just kind of told to leave, and that was it. But when we were outside of the stadium, you know, people were honking, and the one guy was like, I paid money for this shit. And it was just like, people, I'm like, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, like
they were just really rude. And so it was either very pissed or how I was, which was very sad. And I was just like
chilling, like.
And then like the rest of the night, I don't think I said anything else.
Nope.
I was just like, I was very depressed. Anyway, we didn't know what was happening. So we make friends with this girl outside because we're waiting for our Uber, and she's
from Oklahoma too.
What's up with us making friends from Oklahoma?
I don't know. Oklahoma must be lit.
So we make friends with her, and she's like, so I got word that he hurt his foot or something.
She read it on Reddit.
Yeah, and she's like, I got word that.
Oh my god, she read it on Reddit. Damn, dog. Yeah.
Midnight Cloud Podcast.
What's up? I'm thinking of making a subreddit for the Midnight Cloud Podcast.
Mind-blowing things happening here. Anyway, so she saw it on Reddit that he had supposedly hurt his foot, and that people had seen, like me, had seen the EMTs go to the back and take care of that. So then I think we were still together, and I looked it up, and like 5 or 6 people had already posted that he broke his foot.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
at least we knew what happened.
Even before that, I'm like, that can't be it. And I was pissed. I was like, Luis, this can't be it. So then I look at the set list, because I finally look at the set list, and I looked and see that he's supposed to perform 4 more songs, like 4 or 5 more songs. His biggest songs.
Redbone, Sweat. I forget the 4th one. I keep on forgetting the 4th one.
It was Sober.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Well, then those were the 4.
It was Sober, Sweatpants,
3005,
and Redbone. And literally his biggest songs that OG fans want to hear, and it was so sad. It was really, and I'm like, damn, so he really was. And I was like, what the hell happened? I was like, he really was supposed to perform. And I was like, what happened, Luis? 5 minutes later is when we found out that he broke his foot. And at this point, it was still kind of like rumors. Like, we didn't know for sure, but then the next morning it was on like
everyone.
It was on Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Where if you look for it, you would find it. And it was like Gambino breaks foot on Dallas show, and I'm like
postpones tour.
And so yeah, he had shows like 2 days after in Oakland. I think he had like the shows in California like right after. I think I could be wrong. And he postponed the rest of his tour. And then we were like, at least we can see him at ACL, because he was gonna headline ACL. And then he canceled ACL.
Yeah.
Because he's still not healed.
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy. So now we're going to Colorado the first week of December to see him. And since we're going to be in Colorado anyway, we're going to just be there for a whole week. So now we're going to Colorado. So thanks, Gambino, for letting me go to Colorado, because I've been wanting to go for a while.
And I'm just worried, though, because I'm scared he's going to.
No, I think he's going to
postpone it again. No. But, I mean, even if he does, we'll still be in Colorado. But so that was our excuse. So he postponed shows. He was supposed to be at ACL and Voodoo Festival, canceled both. And I know some, like, ACL announced it like a week, like literally right before ACL. So I know people were mad because they bought it specifically. We hadn't bought our tickets yet. So that was pretty much the main reason we were going to go. So once we found out he wasn't going, we were like, we'll save our money for something else. And then that's when we figured out.
That's what I suggested.
And then we
figured Colorado.
And then we figured out we were going to go to Colorado. And then we were kind of like, are we really doing this? And then we did it. And now we
have everything done.
Except our like hotel.
No, we got the hotel. We have the hotel.
When?
I already showed you when we got it.
I don't remember this.
Oh my god. I'll show you after.
I really don't remember.
Yeah, so we have everything set for that.
Pretty much, yeah. So Yeah, so he canceled Voodoo too, and because at first we were like, well, should we just go to New Orleans and see him at Voodoo? And then I was like, nah.
I'd rather go to Colorado.
And then because we were trying to figure out what show we would want to go to, because I'm like, what was the other one? There was another, and I'm like, we're not gonna go there. So we're like Colorado because we can just, it's not that far.
And I want to go.
Well, you're not the only one.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to go since like my 21st.
That's true.
Year.
Yeah, he went to go for his birthday, and so that's the plan. And I feel really bad though. Just it really sucks. And supposedly he had been wearing a brace for a while because he had hurt it, and he would take it off right before the show.
Yeah,
and that's how you know that man goes hard, because he broke his damn foot.
No, he was still jamming. I don't know when exactly.
Yeah, we don't know when it happened because he didn't stop.
That boy he could not tell that he broke it. He probably made it worse. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Things got postponed so far. But he didn't.
And he literally, he's a performer. Like,
yeah.
He dances. He like has like
he makes it a show.
Yeah, and he even said so. That's why I really like Gambino. Is like he said in the beginning, he's like, if you came to record your favorite song,
this is church.
He's like, if you came to record your favorite song,
go home, show it to your
friends. He's like, and go home and show it to your friends. Then do that.
You
go
can get
home.
The fuck out of here.
He's like, go home, and he's like, this is gonna be an experience. It was an experience.
Oh, he scared me. I thought the camera shut off. I was like, oh no, because you like.
No,
looked
I'm
at
like,
the camera.
he was foreshadowing for sure right there. It was an experience, and.
Yeah,
but he pretty much said like he didn't want people recording.
We were talking about who's really good performers. We didn't say Gambino once.
Well, no, I think it was because I was waiting for us to talk about this. Yeah, but because that was so heartbreaking. Literally hurt me so much.
It's okay, we're seeing him.
I was so sad.
It's okay, we're seeing him.
But and I know he postponed a few dates for next year, so some people are pissed because.
What was it like? Is Australia or something like that?
Yeah, for like it's postponed to like March, so it really sucks for a lot of people, who at least we got to see him at least a little bit, but some people like, the show after us literally didn't get anything, and I know some people were traveling, obviously, like we were.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just sucks when things like that happen, but. So that was our experience with Gambino, which is probably the first thing that had happened. The first thing that's happened to us
that was negative.
We never had anything bad happen to us at concerts until then, and it was why are we knocking on wood?
Cuz now what if something else bad happens?
I didn't say that. Nothing else.
I'm just knocking on wood just to be
That's
safe.
true. Anyway, so it was sad.
Yeah. Concerts are fun, man, and if y'all haven't gone, like I said earlier, I highly suggest that y'all go. And even if it's just like a small show.
Well, and even if you're scared, because if you like struggle with like anxiety, like I do, like it's kind of hard when you are like around big groups of people, because you don't really know how people are gonna be. You don't know who you're gonna be sitting next to, and I would just suggest going with someone that you're comfortable with, someone that will like make you feel safe, someone that will just make you feel like you can be yourself, and who you feel like that would protect you, I guess. Even if not really protecting, just someone that you're safe with, that you feel safe with, a friend, a family member, someone, yeah. And that was something I really liked. Like after the Kendrick thing I just felt really safe when we would
I held back 10 million people. I pushed them all back.
It was not 10 million.
Yes, it was.
Close, but not 10
Yes, it was.
Anyway, so yeah, just go with someone that you feel comfortable with, and you kind of and it's really fun because you just meet new people. If you put yourself out there, like you'll just meet new people who are great. Like we said, we always meet people at concerts that we go to.
Yeah, but this is the first time we actually got one of their numbers.
Yeah, that we actually really talked to them. Yeah, and it was.
You think she's gonna watch this? Because you have her on Snapchat.
Maybe.
You gotta put her on Snapchat. What was her name?
Miranda.
Shout out Miranda. What's up?
If you watch.
What's up?
Come down for ACL.
True.
But you really meet really great people, and we've said this, that we always meet the greatest people when we're out of town.
Yeah.
We just meet like when we went to go see, it was Gambino, right? Where we met the guy at Fossil.
Oh yeah.
we were wearing our merch, or you were wearing Kendrick.
No, I was wearing Top Dog.
He was wearing TDE, and I was wearing my Gambino shirt. Was it this? I don't think I was wearing this shirt, but
he got that at the concert.
And Huh?
You got that at the concert.
Yeah, but at the concert it already happened.
Oh, true.
And he was like, "Hey, you like he's like, "Hey, you like Top Dog, man?"
Well, we were talking to this girl.
We were talking to the girl, and she was
and
like, "Were you at the concert?" And then we were kind of telling her what
and you
happened.
could just see him. He like wanted to like get
He wanted
in.
to. He was looking
He
at
was
us.
like, he had like this smile on his face, like he wanted to get into the conversation. And he was like, "Oh, you like Top Dog?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude."
And they just went off about for like good 10, 15 minutes. They were really chill people. Yeah, he was a cool dude. And then he asked us if we like Drake, and we were like,
"What do you mean if we like Drake?" We saw Drake at Gambino, so that was pretty cool.
I saw Drake in concert.
Oh, true. I see Drake right now. What's up, Drake? Do you have to throw anything away? Catch Drake.
That was my scrunchie.
I don't know that.
We love Drake.
Another conversation for another day.
We'll say that convo for another time.
I think we should just start getting this wrapped up a little bit. Y'all should leave down in the comments any funny stories that y'all had at any concerts, or just anybody that y'all have seen.
Or if you want to see someone.
Or who you want to see.
I'll have a convo about that for hours, and just see people you want to see.
This could be a 3-hour episode, but
yeah, we can go.
We don't want it to be too long.
Yeah, we could go off about this kind of stuff,
But again, thank y'all for the support. If you stuck with us throughout this whole time, we really do appreciate it. Even if it wasn't just in one listen, if you do it, piece by piece, as long as you got through it and stuck with us, we really do appreciate it. Again, our episodes do go live every Sunday night at 12 a.m., which is basically Monday. Be sure to subscribe to us, as well as push the push notification button so you get notified when our videos do go live. And share it with everybody that you do know. So share it with your mom, your sister, your cat, your professor, your Uber driver.
The same thing
just
you
everybody
said
you know.
time.
I didn't say Uber driver last time. Jesus, if you see Jesus, tell him about it. Well, Jesus already knows about the Midnight Club podcast. What am I saying? But again, we hope you'll have a great week. We hope this was able to start your week off with a great vibe, that you were able to have this conversation with us, sit down and enjoy it. And we really do appreciate it, guys. So thank you.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. And yeah, like Louis said, if you have anything that you want to say, leave it down in the comments below. Leave suggestions for our next episode, so that way we can kind of get some input and what y'all want to hear about.
And if y'all have any critiques about us, that if we do something that's a little bit annoying, that you think that we can do a little bit better, tell us.
Definitely let us
know.
Just
because it's an experience, a conversation that we want y'all to have.
Well, and especially because we're used to hearing each other talk.
Yeah.
So nothing, if it sounds kind of weird or if it sounds off, we're used to each other, how we sound. So it's good to get an outsider's perspective. I know sometimes, probably during this episode, I talk really fast. Like when I get excited, I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
And I mumble and I stutter, and then we both say like a lot. So if we're saying like and y'all get annoyed, we are sorry. We're working on it.
Yeah, we're trying to fix our stuff. So
still a work in progress. We're only on episode 3, but hopefully by episode 78 we'll be good.
But thank you guys so much. We're super excited about pushing these out every single week. So just continue the support, share, like, comment, sub, share it on all social media, and we will see y'all next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.